In an increasingly interconnected world, the exchange of cultural values, traditions, and expressions transcend beyond borders, shaping the global communities and identities. So, as we dive into this subject, we'll explore how the exportation of culture can foster international understanding, build global communities, and impact the cultural identity of both the exporting and the receiving nations. So I have a very wonderful people here with me, and I would love for you to tell us a little bit about yourself and your brand and what you do before we get into the conversation. We can start with you, One Down.
Oh yeah, so my name is Wanda, DJ, producer, sound engineer, promoter in Nairobi, the guy behind Aduma, a label called African Moves, and 6 a.m. of course. Yeah, that's what I do.
Hi guys, my name is Luca. I'm a passion entrepreneur, a film producer, and an event curator.
Wagwan. My name is Lou. I'm a music producer, overall visual artist, and creative director from Nairobi. I usually say I like to make things sound and look good, so yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, still Francis. I hope you guys are not tired of like seeing my face, but so yeah, we also recently, like as Luku launched like an online like platform. It's called like Luku Radio. So we're gonna be collaborating as well a lot with Francine on that, like with Spectra. Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited to talk a bit about that and like the future of that.
What's good? I go by Knievel. I'm a DJ, producer, and broadcaster. Do radio on Balami and Oroco Radio.
Hey everyone, I'm Anthony. I go by Nafsi Yake online, artist, designer, co-founder of Penny Billy.
Fantastic. So you guys see I have a fantastic panel here with me. And I want to start by understanding how music, events, and fashion serve as ambassadors of culture on the global stage, and sort of what impact do they have on shaping the international perception of Kenya, for example. I will throw this one first to One Down, because I know that you've done events here and you've done events internationally as well. So maybe you can tell us how that.
You know, like what we're talking about is about it's something things that happen in the streets, and as much as people know like a country like Kenya for animals and stuff. Yeah, that doesn't go so far. Like, and also, like for us young people, do you really care about animals anymore? Like we do, but not like that. You get. So when it comes to events, like how people perceive us, I'll give an example of something like I'm a piano. See, like when it came up with its own culture, with the whole savannah drink, the whole bucket hat thing. Yeah. Okay. No, this was. Yeah, so when it comes to events, like I like events that showcase not the ordinary not the ordinary, I don't know, khaki pants. You get. So, and for example, for me, I do electronic music events, which when it comes to culture and the diversity of the people who come, it's the spectrum is wide. So yeah, been trying to do that. There's a project me and Wamo are working on, like for this new year. Uh, yeah, look out for that. And also now, when it comes to what here, like about the culture, the events, how we're perceived out there, we really have to put our best foot forward, guys. Like when I walked in here, I thought I'm the least fashionable in here. Yeah, like this is more of what I want to see at events. Cause aren't you tired of even with our events, the same stage looking the same way, three lights over there. Even so, I imagine even comes to like the culture, the music, the dress code and everything. Let's be Nairobi about it. Get it? Yeah, let's be Nairobi about it.
Would you like to add something?
Okay. So For me, I think when you talk about music, you talk about fashion, you talk about art, I feel like the one thing is we speak the same language in as much as we are always expressing with different medium. Someone in fashion is gonna be focused about what they're wearing. Someone is in music, they're gonna be focused about what they're saying. Someone in art, they're focused about what they're doing, yeah? But when we look at all these three people, the one thing is we can blend everything into one thing because it is one thing, you know. It's just the way you get there is different, but we all end up in the same space, yeah. So I think for me is it's just seamless to have music, fashion, and culture. It's how we grew up, you know. You grew up listening to Akina Isa, looking like that, you know, like they were dressing a certain type of way. You grew up to some kind of different art right now that you're looking at, and it's kind of like that's something you can put on pants, you know, like Nairobi Noise be doing that. They're taking their art from a canvas to clothes, you know. So it's a seamless conversation. It's the same language. It's just that we have different medias, but we are speaking the same language. So for me, I feel like it's very easy to just incorporate the three into one thing, and that's what Luca does. Yeah.
Fantastic. Does anyone else want to chime into that question?
So for me, two things come to mind. The first being currently LV, the creative director, is Pharrell. I think that's enough evidence of just how seamless music and fashion go together because he'll design the clothes and then he'll also make the music behind, you know, the runway and everything. So that just demonstrates the perfect harmony between fashion and music. And secondly, fashion can also be like an ambassador of sorts. So there was this event on the 31st at Railways, I forget the name. Complex, yes. And there was this South African DJ wearing like a streetwear brand from South Africa called Kasi Flavor, one of my favorite brands. So you see, seeing them on the stage wearing or representing a local brand in another country, fashion very much is ambassadorship. So yeah, both of them go together, and it's a perfect match.
Do you guys face any challenges? You know, social media can be good, but also there's a downside to it. So, what are some of the challenges that you faced trying to put yourself out there? Or maybe if someone is in the audience and they're like, I just am afraid of showing myself, of doing this thing. So, what are some of the challenges that you faced and how did you overcome them?
I can go first. I guess we all know like the comparison thing, of course. Unaangalia mse anasema, yani mse ako na 10k na mimi niko na 1k, you know. So I don't think, even as you guys in the first panel spoke about like value, I don't think like there's value in numbers, but not really. Like it doesn't mean because you have 10 followers you have less impact. But I think comparison is the thief of joy. So that's something personally I struggle with sometimes. And then also, yeah, I'll leave it there for now.
Okay, for me, I'd say kuna bags zinatupita because we don't have, we don't have those big numbers. Especially when it comes to the mass market, there are people who won't hire you because yes, you're good, but you don't have those numbers, and there's really nothing you can do about that. Yeah.
Okay, so mine, I'm gonna amplify something Francine said. Like having a community, don't lose your voice. That's the problem. Like sometimes you be in a community, and that's the whole thing about social media. You can build your own community. You know, you start with that one follower, and if I like you and I'm following your stuff, it's because I like the content you're putting out. You know, I don't need to know you. We don't need to be friendly like that, but I really like what you're putting out here. But then the problem is sometimes you build a community and the community becomes bigger than you, and you feel the need to fit in that voice. You feel the need to fit in what they are expecting you to be. And the problem with human beings is we are transitioning. You know, the Luca you met last year could not be, it doesn't have to be the Luca this year. And the moment I want to grow out of last year, I'm going to lose like 20 followers. I'm going to lose like, you know. So I think for me, social media, the problem has been balancing who I think Luca is and what I think Luca is versus what the perception and what people are holding on to, you know. Because the moment you can't balance the two, you get, first of all, social media is very toxic. People are gonna comment. They are not scared to tell you they don't like you. They will tell you to your face, And you're just literally just trying to make a post. So it becomes so hard to like balance the two. Where Manzo, you're beefing with me, and I just woke up, guys. I just arrived, so it's kind of like, yeah, it's kind of like just find a way to know your voice, so that at any point, at any structure, you're not gonna deter from who you are, because they locked in because they liked you. What they didn't know is they were signing up to you growing and you shifting. So it's not for you to fit into them, it's for them to fit into you. And if it's too much, they get off, someone else takes the space. So yeah.
Okay, I'll say I used to struggle a lot with like the idea of using social media the right way and yeah, growing and all that. But then I don't know if anyone follows. There's this guy Elijah who does the yellow square things, and there's the thing he likes to say social media is a canvas, and that really resonated with me. Like you can choose to do whatever you want with yours. If yours is not for selfies, you know, yeah, you don't have to put up selfies because everyone else is doing it. I I think most of what I use social media for is finding and connecting with people who are doing the same thing as me and whose values align with mine, and also to share to share art that inspires me. And I think that's good enough. You really do not need to follow anyone's formula. Well, I mean, I'm no authority though, but yeah, I'm just saying that's me.
I think for me, I struggle mostly with imposter syndrome because I'm mostly a digital artist, or at least that's how I started. And a lot of my work is posted online, it's perceived online. So the only reaction you get is likes, and it's just numbers. And at some point, these numbers start to become very abstract. Yes, there's people behind it, but you lose some sense of touch with the people behind it. And so my transition into making physical products like jerseys and apparel and all that allowed me to sort of be grounded back into reality, like go into spaces where I'm interacting with people who are giving me feedback, like live feedback on the work that I'm doing and stuff like that. So that really helped me break out of it. But imposter syndrome was a really big one. I imagine because I'm also a millennial. Got my first Facebook account when I was 13. So literally been online since God knows when. And I don't take that lightly because I think that sort of warps how we perceive things online. And so, yeah, we really just have to start being very careful with how we interact with some of these platforms. And like Kanival is saying, now your page is a canvas. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do with it. That's very liberating for me. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I have so much to add, but like I'll just say for me, I'm just starting to realize more and more that like yeah, we really just have to use these things as tools, and like there's like a lot of power that like comes from them, and a platform like TikTok, for example, I like refuse to go on TikTok, but like that's where shit is happening, and like that's the next thing. So it's like you just have to, yeah, just get on TikTok, I think.